go.
So let me see if it's popping up on my YouTube.
Yes. Let's see here.
Sunday. Okay, I got it. All right, just us so far.
I'm gonna send this on my thing. I'll try to make one of the stories real quick.
All right, let me get my iPhone.
Let's see, where is that? Okay. So let's take a look at the script over here. We do Fred. Looking for this.
There are people probably doing Mother's Day stuff.
Right. That is true. Oh, here we go. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to share on Instagram to get some people. At Fred Stoller. And then
I'll share on my YouTube. I mean, my Instagram.
cool. Let's see. That's link. Done.
Right, Chloe? You like to watch? Do you like to watch?
And then, oh yeah. Let's say watch live now. I'll put done. There we go. Yeah, we got one. That might be one of us.
You remember on Easter, we went to that diner and it was empty because people were doing Easter stuff all day that Sunday.
Oh yeah. There we go. I got this. Here we go.
All right.
Story.
Welcome if anyone is watching. I see two. That could be me and Cody, or it could be something we don't know.
Exactly. Let's
So
see.
we are starting a new thing. This will be our first intro for the Substack.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You mentioned it. Now I'll re-mention it. Yeah, just do it. Okay.
Great. All right. So
And I'll probably do what Steve did, where he has a bar above with the text. I mean,
No.
with the audio along with it.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, you can record that. That'll be fun.
Yes.
So we can do Fred, sketching of Fred in front of the group. So we got so you just like put his head here and let's see.
Do you see a bird? I think they must see a bird or a lizard there.
Oh,
They're
nice.
both looking out. What do you see? So the good thing with this one, it won't be like hello
Mm-hmm.
to 4 people watching. So what we're doing is we're going to eventually do. We learned about Substack, where
Mm-hmm.
that we'll still do these streams, but that's a way to just have the meat of it in like blogs where one's Cody already animated, we could put there. So that way, if we put out, let's say 2 a month, you have them all to look at, and each twice a month, a new one will come out with a story, or just it could just be me, like the one about the musing at the about being distracted to my phone, which a lot of people seem to like on Instagram and on Facebook. And you have them there where people can, we don't have to worry like this, like, oh, will they get the YouTube alert? We have like more than 1,000 subscribers, but most of them don't really always pay attention to the alert. But with Substack, when we get subscribers, they get an email and they could just watch it at their leisure when they want to, and where they're uh, they just see not as just talking like this. They see the actual finished product, which will be like still wanting to do it as a book, where it's a little bit easier to not animate each one, but we can you could also do that thing where you can try to, I'll do the audio and you could put it to the stills. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where they'll have two versions. So this is our pitch to get people to subscribe for free on Substack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Um,
There's Fred in front of a group of people. And he's saying,
you could do it one or two ways. You could just have the text below, like, just cut and paste like text, or you could have it as a cartoon. But yeah, with a
right.
like,
Yeah, we could do
well, look, for the ones that are going to be longer stories, yeah, you can. It's a way to do it where some, you don't have to do a sketch for each action. You know, what I mean, you could stay on them.
right.
You could have a bulk of that, but I'll shut up and let you play around with it.
Yeah, I think this is like you could be waving here and then oh yeah. Now I'm imagining.
Oh, one more question I was going to say, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing about this is I'm hoping that as opposed to when you did that, what's it called? what's the tunnel called?
Oh,
Spirit Tunnel.
oh, right.
That there was a lot of great detail, but you lose it on Instagram, especially that one. So let's
Mhm.
hope, this in a Substack, which is cool. You could get all the detail.
Right.
All right, Al, are you going to 2J's for, no, why do I think you're in Baltimore for Mother's Day? So, yeah, you'll catch it later. Okay. Hi, Frank.
Hello. Right.
Everyone's doing Mother's Day stuff. And since this is an intro, don't have to worry about the people in the crowd, too much detail with them.
Right. There's like this one picture. It's interesting. The one guy says a sales pitch. I'm out.
Yes.
That's
How
kind
can
of,
we do?
you could have him like walking out. And he's like,
Right. Well, you could have so wait, are you going to do one shot like, hi, I'm Fred. Then the next shot is that guy, I'm out.
yeah, yeah. We could have like a few pictures. So we could have this one, then another guy like walking out on the thing. Oh yeah. So let's do
Right.
this. I'll do these as like the thumbnails, and then and he'll be. We can do one where he's like. Then we kind of turn like a side view thing.
Decline host, is that your name? Fred, have you heard? No. I don't know what that is, but I guess he's what's his name used to be called? Kanye West. Why are they called decline host? Is that? We'll play it later. Why is Cody the one that would play it?
What is it? The thing they're on?
I don't know. Do you know Kanye songs?
I do not.
This person assumes you know that song.
Yeah, I haven't heard much of his work really.
But
More of like
it's not. They don't play it at church, I assume.
yeah, probably.
Kanye West.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know. I don't even know if I would know his style.
We just know him as a crazy person the last few years.
Right. Not so much of his music, but
Hello, Scarlett.
yeah.
So, Scarlett, what we're working on is we're gonna move this. We'll still do streams when we work on stuff, but we want to get the bulk of the material on something called Substack, where we have a lot of videos on YouTube, but people don't go there looking for what we do. YouTube, you're competing with. Okay, HH stands for something bad, but we where we can. That's funny. It's funny already. What Cody's doing. But where we came to the conclusion it would be easier for Cody and to do them as like from a graphic novel, which we would love to have out, or just a collection of our stuff in a real book, rather than these videos. The one we did for Norm. There's some ones my favorite is Norm and the ring fell off, and so those are good here and there. But regularly, it'd be good to get them out as like excerpts from a book, right, Cody?
Right.
So my friend Steve does Substack, which that's where you can put stuff out, and you people subscribe to it for free, and they get emails when it's there, so they don't have to watch it when it's happening, and they just see the meat of it. They can comment, they can contribute, they can and they have all the stuff aligned, and people go on the Substack app looking for what they like different. So this is a good thing to do, a little compilation of my stories. There's a lot of stories I want to tell, and Cody, I was thinking that eventually, or whenever you want to, you should write up a little story from your point of view. My trip to California,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Hollywood, where you write it from your point of view
I
and
love it.
illustrate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fun.
No spirit tunnels, but I love it. So, and I forgot your real name. Okay, Scarlett. Yes, these streams are still happening. I think the streams is where we're going to do what we're doing now, work on the Substack, where that way, when the finished product happens, they're all aligned nicely, on this site, this app called Substack, where people subscribe to the work, the art of people they like, and this people will. It's like a blog where you can read it. We could put videos out still, but
Right.
these kind of like a book thing is easier for Cody to do. You could just read it, like it's almost like we're creating a book, and we will try to go for our audience that appreciates it, but that way you don't have to go to YouTube. You can see each piece all aligned, and hopefully little by little we have a cool collection of our stuff. And we'll put out some of the videos we already did, but is that a good description?
Yes.
Yes. So Scarlett, when we get this going, you hopefully will subscribe to the Substack to support it. That way you can just read the stuff together. Because I tried. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm learning about Substack now. I forgot Benjamin's real name, but um, you know about Substack. Okay. So yes. So my friend, I met him. My friend Steve lives. I'm going to the dog park. He's my only friend in this area, and I met him. And I told him that Cody and I, we like this because at least I know Cody's younger than me. At my age, oh, yeah, people have Substacks. Yeah, but I'll subscribe to your mom. That way, you put it out, and people can subscribe, and if they like your mom's writing or the point of view, you can get the stuff. So this way, because I was saying I like the idea of a book, but I just want to reach out to the people, a little fan base like we have here, rather than trying to get a book publisher, a book agent, do a proposal. Just put it out there, and the people who like it eventually, when it's a book, will do it. So yeah, so basically, and people can make a contribution. They can, yeah, and then I think it'll be easier for other people besides you guys to find it, because people go on the app and they'll say, "Oh, cartoons and illustrations." Now that's a good question, and maybe um, I forgot your name, your real name, but Benjamin. Okay, you all love the Kanye song, but I'll try to ignore that for the moment. But um, so when this is so I wrote an intro to put on Substack for the first Substack that will be our rather than just putting out the first one, some story, I thought as a joke, do it. Hey, I'm Fred, and This is why you should subscribe to Substack and do it with a funny cartoon that Cody will do. So basically, right? Do you like this idea, Luna? So basically, yeah. So Cody and I, and hopefully you too, Benjamin, will our email list will BCC everyone and say please subscribe. It's free, and then but people on Substack find other stuff. So and there's a lot of stuff you can do. I can, even though it won't be animated, I can do the audio if you just want to listen to it. And there's it's like a blog, so we can attach like a link to our merch page when we finally have it. So I think we're going to get a lot more subscribers and people interested in it from Substack. Summer jobs are usually fun. What? Well, again, some famous people do it, or big writers, and you subscribe. This is not. We're gonna do it. It's free. We just want to get fans like you out there, subscribers, people who will like it. And there's a button if you'd like to contribute, if you appreciate what we do, blah blah blah. It's easier than this. So so I was telling so Cody, so it's a way to tell stories I'd like to tell, and I would like Cody to even tell his like so in this thing, which if you want I could read it to you in a minute. Cody could tell some of his own stories, like Cody's trip to Hollywood, you know, because
Right.
I wanna do a Substack story about the Andy Paley story. So let me see. As you're drawing, let me find it and I'll read it so the people watching can hear. Okay. All right. And you see, Luna will hear the story. So, where is it? Maybe it's here. Okay. I also found the that little thing I did about autographs. Do you remember that thing where I went back to a restaurant because I felt guilty I didn't tip a waitress enough who made a fuss over me, some neurotic thing,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, there's so many things we've done already that won't be as hard as this when you're illustrating because it'll be just one or two pictures. Okay, all right, guys. I'm gonna read the thing that Cody will. This will be our first one. Okay, you ready, Cody?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sketch your Fred in front of a group, which he's doing now. Excuse me. Hello, potential Substack subscribers. I'm Fred, and let me tell you what you get if you subscribe. So then one guy gets up, a sales pitch, I'm out, which is kind of funny because why else am I talking to them? Why are they sitting there? But I like it. So then Fred says, no, listen, it's free. Just want to build a base where people can see my stuff. And the guy sits back down. However, you can do that. That won't be hard, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just kind of having it like that same guy just kind of
Right.
goes back down.
Right. I see him there. And yeah, he's the only one maybe you need to have a clear face. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Okay. Then, okay. Guy sits back down. Then back to me talking. Or, or I think some of these, I'm sounding this out, Cody, the visuals,
Yeah.
because maybe, okay, maybe you could have me talking, but then show the next sketch. You don't have to have it on me talking, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
then I say, years ago, I did a bunch of guest star spots on sitcoms. Seemed like to some I was rich and famous. It was nice, don't get me wrong, but I have to go on soul killing auditions. And maybe as I'm saying this, there's a sketch or after Soul Killing auditions that we'll figure out. Sketch of Fred in front of people he's reading for, eating their lunch on the phone, maybe asleep or reading a comic book. And then I thought this is kind of a crazy idea, or maybe Fred is literally killing a soul. I could see Fred's soul, and like you know what I mean, something like
Right.
or in audition room. So again, I don't know how you could do that. You could after the guy sits back down. As I'm saying, years ago, I did a bunch of guest stars on sitcoms.
Hmm.
Seems like to some I was rich and famous. Maybe if you need a sketch of that, or maybe not. It was nice, don't get me wrong, but I'd have to go on soul killing auditions. So maybe you could have, as the text is written, and maybe just a sketch of some TV show, like the TV screen. We'll figure that out as we go. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop babbling. I think we should do one step at a time. You know what I mean, Cody? Rather than I'll just read the stuff. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And is it's like an audition? Would that be like a tape too, or like
What do
an
you mean?
like an audition tape, or?
Well, when I did these auditions a lot, usually they were, you had to go there, and it was soul killing. But
Uh,
then with the pandemic, and now there's a lot where you do self tapes, which are just as soul killing, crushing, because well, soul crushing could be a funny thing because you a boulder, me crushing a soul, but I could picture that. But where you have to get a ring light and push your couch aside and make room, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But uh, just yeah, okay. I'll just read it. We'll figure that out. When we get to that part. Okay.
Sounds
I
good.
did, okay. And when I did get a job, I wanted to score, get asked back. I couldn't be relaxed like the stars of the show, so I was on eggshells, afraid to mess up. And then along with that, or underneath, sketch your Fred on sitcom set, literally walking on a tightrope over eggshells, sweating as Ray Romano and Brad Garrett relax, clutch stacks of money. Is that funny? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see if I can take this.
You know, let's see. Yeah. Oh, oh, hmm. So you want to just do the general thumbnails as we read?
Yeah, I was just trying to quickly kind of.
Okay, get them, and then you could delete and all that.
Right, right. I think the tightrope you could be holding like a thing.
You mean the things the circus people,
Yeah, you could have like a little
the
balancing.
wedding, and Ray and Brad. Was that your first time watching me on Raymond with your brother?
Yeah, I think yeah, we watched that I don't know if we've seen that. We may have watched the episode like a year ago because meeting you, or like maybe even probably like 3 years ago, saying, "Oh wait, I was sick that," like knowing you were Gerard, and
Right.
yeah, we just wanted to revisit that because we were like, "Oh yeah, let's watch that again." It's fun to see that one too. It's like hilarious. So then you can be kind of like you're balancing your feet, going like that. Um, I imagine.
Eggshells below, or it's like a sitcom set, or maybe you don't need just having Ray Romano or Brad Garrett just laughing at me, or just holding stacks of money like they have the good life.
You could put like a big egg carton in the thing right below you. To just show a bunch of eggs.
Chloe. Chloe's the one just. She got so much more affectionate when I moved to this place. Much happier. Good air conditioning where I used to live. When it was hot, they would just go into the. Oh, I'm missing some comments. Wait.
I could put.
Hey, Wood. It was Wood's birthday the other day.
Oh,
Want to
happy
say
birthday!
happy birthday to Wood?
Happy
He went
birthday,
to his
Wood.
favorite sports bar.
Nice.
You were thinking of making a website instead of using Substack. Well, you could do both. You could have a Substack. Well, that's if you have something like your mother who writes, something where you're getting your voice out there, I'm thinking.
Let's see.
Hey, Mike, Kerwin, and
Let's see.
Wizards of Waverly Place. God, Mike, I see how competitive the autograph world is. Well, John Cusack does it. He must.
Romano.
You don't like that? Okay, I'll stop.
Oh.
No, well, Luna was. I was just waving my hand, and she went, "Ah, like stop it." All right, all right. She's biting gently. Ow, ow, ow. Luna, I got to really worked up. You've been bitten in a long time, Luna. All right, all right. She gets amped up a little bit.
Oh my. That's fine. Let's see. Oh yeah, Ray Romano and who was the other guy? Let's see. Oh yeah, Brad Garrett.
Yeah, he's taller. I love it. Little God, I did this thing with my friend Lonnie, this short film, and this place had chickens, and Lonnie took a bunch of eggs back because I guess they're so expensive now. Oh, your mom, not Benjamin. I see. I got. Wait, I see.
So they're clenching money.
Hey, Trumpet '07 MLC. Misery loves company. So, all right. Well, the perfect one to convince Cody to play the trumpet again is this guy, Trumpet '07, an MLC fan, because Trumpet
There.
is in his what's it called?
Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah.
So
Good live
think
stream.
I forgot when you visited. Did you see any lizards? Yeah, you saw some, right, Cody?
Oh yeah, I got to see a lot of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something we don't see every day here.
In Ohio.
Yeah, we just see like squirrels and I don't know, like basic thing.
I saw walking around a coyote in the street, which is weird. It looks sort of like a dog, but it has like a wolf snout, and it has a different walk than a dog. It just was weird. It was like,
Oh, that's
you know,
funny. Wow.
yeah.
Oh yeah. 1 second, I'm gonna return this barbecue thing.
To Blockbuster. God, I can't believe Luna was biting.
There we go.
No lizards in Bowling Green. I forgot who I saw on a convention, when I'm scrolling, but I thought, does this person really need the money? I forgot. Someone who was on a sitcom for a long time. I forgot who.
Do you want them to look at your character, or just
What do you mean?
like it could make them laugh at you, or just looking at the screen like they're happy with their money or something?
It's up to you. Again, now when you put this,
No, we're having a screen about this big. I was thinking, just out of curiosity, since these are just like thumbnails.
it's going to be, it's going to look, you'll see more detail when it's on the Substack.
Right. And yeah, it'll look really nice.
Oh, so those two circles are like Brad and Raymond.
Yeah.
Oh, that's their hand. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Perfect, brilliant.
I didn't know if you wanted him to like looking over at you, laughing or something, or
Yeah, I think so. Like he's sweating and we got the life.
yeah.
They got Jeremy Renner. Well, sometimes, as you know, like with Comic Con, they'll have big stars because they're promoting the Marvel movie or something. So, who's crying? Luna. But yeah, Jeremy Renner. That's what I like about Substack. And this thing is, rather than competing with people from the Walking, you okay? Why are you crying? What? You all right? Sometimes in the middle of the night she cries with a toy mouse in her mouth, like showing she caught something. But to create our own little world where the people like us and appreciate us like us, you know what I mean? Rather
Yeah.
than competing with Brad Pitt. And do you want to do a Substack, Luna? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's smart for them where they promote a book and sell the book and sell their selfies and everything.
I'm gonna take this. It's too distracting, the circles. Yeah, it's doing this.
Yeah.
All right. So Brad Garrett, he's got that like I'm gonna throw in the oh yeah, he's got heavy eyebrows.
Do you have heavy eyebrows, Luna? Why were you just crying? Chloe? God, I used to.
Help to fix his likeness, but it's just
Yes.
I
I like, but you could do like the Bobby Carradine stuff where it's not so detailed. You know what I mean? Where it's close enough, which is
right.
fun.
Yeah, Brad Garrett has like an interesting face. It's sort of it has that like kind of thing where it's like get the bag.
Who else is at the convention, Mike? I remember.
Let's see.
You know, I love what I did in the office, but at the same time, it's fun to just sit on the couch. And but it's a good spot, you know, when I do cameos, the stuff behind me. Why is it?
You got the effect of like the
What,
sun.
yeah, what's going on with the lighting.
Pretty well.
Yeah, how do I fix this? Bryce, tell it. Wow. It seems like I could be wrong, but a few, maybe years ago, they didn't have as big a people at conventions. Is that true, Mike? The stigma was it was people like from Petticoat. Yeah, how do I? Let me shut the light. What is going on with that light? Let me see. It seemed like the stigma from the conventions was more. Years ago it was like the soup Nazi, or am I right, Mike? Now it's just. I'm surprised. Maybe Comic Con made it more of a thing where big people do it. Well, the Comic Con's been around forever, but it just seems like. Right. It seems like. That's why don't worry, Mike. My attitude is with anything, if someone wants me, they want me. It's just, I don't, yeah. Yeah, you got to be like some guy that was on, some J.J. Abrams show, or, you know, big sci-fi guy. There are people like Eddie Deason from Greece that I guess they'll do it. Maybe people will get them into anywhere, but maybe they buy their own table or they fly themselves out. I know this guy Keith Coogan. He was in some things a long time ago, like "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead," and I think he just finds out everyone and goes himself. Well, those guys have been, yeah, Bill Nye, Sean Astin, they've been doing it for a while. The guys from that Hobbit thing. I like when Cody makes people a little demented, you know, like a schmucky.
I keep that side view. It's Brad Garrett. It's like trying to choose a side view of him.
This is like an interesting way to tell stories where the people stay on it as long as they want to, they'll just keep looking at it, then go on to the story. It doesn't flash by them like a animation.
Right. That's why the book format is so interesting, because it's like with like an ad or something, or it's like it's like a frozen moment.
Yes, that's the advantage of the Substack,
Right.
and people can you can just put more detail, like have fun with it. Like I was thinking when we do the Andy Paley story, then if people like it, in future Substacks, you can do more Tom Kenny stuff
Right.
with him knocking things over.
That'd be hilarious. There we go. I think I got him down now.
Maybe, Mike, what's happening is with all these conventions is like actors are almost from the old days, because now there's some of the reality shows, Survivor, podcasts that the actors maybe there's not as much work, or yeah. I still think if I could get in with Mike Starr, people would love the two guys from Dumb and Dumber. I like this, them being the bullies. What if you had them saying, I don't know, don't slip, Fred, haha. Fred's, I don't know, taunting me, like taunt, or how about just taunt? I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, if I, oh, I like the Brad Garrett one. No, the Ray, wait, well, actually, the Ray one looks like Brad Garrett now. Oh, Brad almost looks like Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Is that a drawing of FDR or what? What?
Nice.
I don't
I
get
don't.
it.
I don't either. Yeah, it's a little rough, but yeah, he has an underbite actually.
Yes.
The Brad.
Well, actually, Raymond looks a little like me in that, which people say I look like him, so it's perfect.
Right. Kind of like looking at an old picture, but then like a new one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Do they ever have fallouts with these conventions? Like, yeah, you always see someone canceled. Someone got a job. I know for a while they did a lot of Walking Dead ones. They they're being bullies. I love it. It's great because we can tell a story, but put in a lot more detail, like you said, like Mad Magazine, in the silly, thing about, you know what I mean? It's literally illustrating the story.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
in a cartoon, you you can make it crazy.
Exactly.
Claudia Wells, who was she again? She wasn't from Gilligan's Island. Oh, that was Dawn Wells. Yeah, that's what I used to think conventions were, like people from the first Lost in Space, Gilligan's Island, Johnny Whitaker from shows I grew up with, but now, correct, Scarlett. Well, good for Keith Coogan. I mean, you know, he starred in a few movies in the 80s. Oh, Back to the Future. I think for a while, Biff from Back to the Future wasn't doing them, and then got so much money. I can't imagine when Michael J. Fox does it, how much he makes. Yeah, I guess sci-fi and horror are the big things. Let me look at the story. Wait.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, we can move on to the next little chunk. Let's see.
Okay.
What do we have? Oh yeah, the tightrope. Before that was. Oh yeah, the soul thing or the.
Or an audition, yeah.
Yeah, and you do that in front of a person.
Yes. Soul killing auditions. You could just have me like in a waiting room. It looks like it's endless, like people and or just like I
Holding like a
said,
shit.
just I'm holding the thing auditioning and they're sleeping or
Who's like a
eating
clown?
a sandwich or playing a video game and not even listening.
Something like this.
I was in a horror movie no one cares about on the Animal Planet. No one cares. It wasn't good. What was it? Actually, Christopher Lloyd was in it. The hell was it called? Uh, was trying to be like Jaws, but it was so bad.
Was it like Sharknado?
Not even as good bad as that. I bet what's her name? Tara Reid. She said more people know her from Sharknado than from um, what's it called? What was she in that big thing? American Pie. So how was Doug Benson? He at the how was Doug Benson at the last taping? She does a lot of cons. Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, American Pie. Well, they know it from American Pie and Sharknado. Now, let me ask you: did they, for protection? I guess so you don't have so much cash going to your hotel. I assume. Well, they do those apps now where the talent doesn't have you know so much money. But I remember there were some people like the one convention I did. Big Lebowski. Oh my God, Van Wilder. Oh, she makes a fortune. They either have like a bodyguard person helping with the money next to them, I think. Yeah. I think the one I did, what's her name was there? Uh, Tatum O'Neal. I don't think she did so great, but she had a big guy with her, kind of making sure no one annoyed her. No, yes, Tom, that's correct. I was in Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. Oh, usually me. Okay. Mike's the muscle. Make sure no one annoys the people too much. I don't know if Richard Dreyfuss has done any you've done, Mike, but the one I did, they were lined up. Anything he signed was $60. A selfie was 30. And people, he did so good from Close Encounters and Jaws. Those, and it was his first convention. So, do you know who Richard Dreyfuss is, Cody?
Yeah, that's yeah. Wait, Richard
Jaws
Dreyfuss.
and Close Encounters.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. They were lined up all day long.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Steven.
Oh, thank you, Schwab. Wait, that Griffin died. Are you kidding me? I thought Tatum O'Neal's brother Griffin died. I could be wrong. Yeah. How many? Well, I only did one con. It was the one in, by the LA airport. And I'm sure you know this, Mike. The way I learned it works is I did well in the beginning because they'd have the list of who's going to be there. So the people wanted mine, just were there. And then as the day went, I wasn't doing as good as like Richard Dreyfuss or any of these people. So um, I did good enough. What I learned was um, that, for example, I had a fairly big part in my Seinfeld episode, 4 scenes. A friend of mine, she had a little bit part in Seinfeld, but she made more money than me when she did hers because they advertised Jerry's girlfriends. So people wanted all the Jerry's girlfriends. So that's why, as I said before, Bobby Carradine, the star of uh, Revenge of the Nerds, if he did it, he would do so. He'd do good enough. But he's lucky. He gets booked with all, except for Anthony Edwards, all the guys from Revenge of the Nerds. So they get them all. Right, Mike? They like when you can get all of them. Like Griffin Dunn. Let me look this up. She would think is um, oh, Griffin Dunn. Of course. No, what Griffin O'Neill. I thought you meant her brother. Griffin Dunn was American Werewolf in London. Uh, oh yeah, yeah. No, that was. Did you ever see American Werewolf in London, Cody?
Mm, I don't think so.
I recommend it because when people go, do you like horror movies? I like a movie that transcends the genre, and
Right.
that's a great story, even if you're not so much a horror fan. It's a classic movie. With that guy should do them. David Naughton, the star of American Werewolf in London.
Is it with John Landis?
He directed it. Yes,
Okay, okay,
yes.
nice.
That's funny. I'm sitting next to a clown and a dog. That's see. I got to stop telling Cody ideas. What he comes up with is so good.
There's another version where they're getting uh, tomatoes thrown at you.
Wait, what is this picture? This one you went to?
This is like auditioning again, like the critics
Yes.
happy. So we can
Yes,
make that
that's
a little
great. The
more.
tomatoes. See, again, I get out, you suck. That's better. Yeah, just things like get out, you suck. Uh, this is a funny story. Like many years ago, there was a company called Whit Thomas that did the Girls, Empty Nest,
That's
bunch
funny.
of shows. And I had an audition for Golden Girls. I was so bad, they canceled my other audition I had for their other show. But you know, what am I? Um, Griffin O'Neill died, but Griffin Dunn was the actor. Um, oh, really, James? That's cool. Poor Pomeranian.
So it's like the word bubbles could be kind of like coming out of there
Did
saying
you even did you even prepare or whatever? Yeah.
something like this or this. You have a choice.
You know who that guy with the clown looks like?
Yes.
That Piddles guy you saw at the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yes. All right.
I
Okay.
was thinking puddles. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. But I like that it's a dog. Or you could have a monkey.
Have a little monkey in there. And he could be in here. The monkey could be doing the audition. You could see him in the room.
Oh, that's so funny.
He could be like dancing around. Like that.
God, these...
Perfect.
Luna, do you like it? I last 2 days it was too hot to do my walk around the block. It's so hot, but I love. I got this for the bathroom.
Yeah,
I
nice.
forgot where'd you keep your towels? Because I don't have a place until I got this. Don't have a place for the towels in the bathroom. Your bathroom.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I put him on top of, like you shut the
The
toilet lid
dresser. Yeah.
and you just lay him there, and then when I hang him up, I just hung it over the shower curtain thing.
Griffin O'Neill. Let me look this up. I believe you, Mike, but I thought one of Ryan O'Neill's sons died. Maybe there's another guy. Hmm. That's so cool. There was one. Oh yeah. Now Chiller must be so competitive because everyone does Chiller, right? I saw two guys who are in the band from the Blues Brothers. Like that's very specific. Pedals. Let me see. How tall is Pedals?
I think it's puddles. Puddles.
How tall is Puddles?
Puddles.
Couldn't his Puddles stand 7? He wasn't 7 feet, was he? I don't remember him being 7 feet. Thank you, Schwab. What is Chiller?
Puddles. Puddles. That's what it was. That's funny. That guy. The Puddles. How tall is he?
Let me see. Let me look it up. Chat doesn't. So I'm working this week, just Wednesday for a day.
Oh, is that?
There's a sequel to the High on Life video game.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's 6'8", by the way.
This one says 7 foot, but it's 6'8" makes 6'8", but which is pretty crazy still. You know?
It is. It was funny. It's like I saw him walking around up at the I guess they call it the green room with you.
Yes. You went, who's this guy?
Yeah, well, I was looking at him. I was like, "Wait, what? This guy's tall, man.
Yes.
This guy's like it was like Herman Munster walking in there. Grandpa, I'm Puddles the clown."
I remember before he died, Gilbert Gottfried would do the Chiller convention.
Is that the guy?
They used to have, my friend went to years ago. He said they had like the guy before he died from the Monkees.
I should watch an interview with this guy.
Who's that?
I think the guy who plays it, his name's well, here's a picture of him without the stuff on. Guy in the black shirt.
Yes.
That's Puddles. It's really funny. I wonder how he came up with that.
Yes.
All right. So here they are, dissatisfied at the auditions. Let's see what else.
Then I go, okay, it wasn't that bad, but those jobs are few and far between. I had lots of maddening free time trying to devise ways I could elevate myself to the next level and have that steady life in showbiz. Maybe sketch a Fred in front of chalkboard like a mad scientist trying to devise a formula.
Yeah.
You know, that could be funny. Like his escape. Can you leave the light on?
You have like all this
Oh,
stuff.
Gilbert. Any stories about Gilbert? I mean, well, I started with him. He was the cheapest guy. You know, he funniest guy, funniest. He was one time. There was a place in the village. Me, Gilbert. I'm picking my own nail, and you bit me. Get Larry, David. We'd go on stage together, and one time Gilbert did a thing, the gay dating game. You couldn't do that today, as they say, where Gilbert was pretending to be a bachelor, asking me and Larry David just obscene questions, like trying to decide. I mean, it's so stupid, the gay dating game. But back then, 30 years ago, it was like a crazy idea. And just being so graphic, and the guy running the show turn the lights off, say, get off, because he was gay. And it was pretty funny. Yes, Charles. You know, Gilbert, did he do the Cellar? I used to get depressed watching him because he would annihilate the room, and it was just genius. People who saw him got an idea how funny he was, and he was funny on Howard Stern, but then he became a yeah guy. Actually, Charles Gilbert was sort of a before his time, almost like Second City Woody Allen as Travis Bickle. Are you talking to me? But Gilbert, I think, was the first one. Um, Gilbert was the first one to do like Jerry Seinfeld as Humphrey Bogart or a Moe from the Three Stooges. Then it became like a regular thing. But um, yes, so I he would destroy just the thing. Remember Quadra Dick where and Jaws? This is no boating accident, but there was no one like him, and I said, "Oh, I got to go up and do my act after that." Um, so this is me trying to devise. Maybe you should write something like "The Life Like Ray." I don't know. Like what could be funny? Like I'm trying to. I mean, that alone already is funny. Like Ginger Pioneer. Those, yeah, Gilbert. Yeah, he was the first one. This was a long time ago where you do Mo Howard is, or I can't remember. Charles, do you remember any of them he did? Like he did Jerry Seinfeld talking to Gavin McCall. No, Gavin McCall out talking to Tony Curtis. Hi, Gavin. Hi, Tony. I mean, they were two people sounded alike. Or David Brennan talking to Jerry Seinfeld. Hey, Jerry. What, David? And they sounded alike. But yeah, he did but yeah, on SCTV they did like I said. Woody Allen is taxi. You talking to me? Well, why are you talking? And he did like Elmer Fudd as Marlon Brando. The Hawa, from Apocalypse Now. Yes, that would annihilate it. He did this thing. He ended his act like this tough Italian guy doing stand up. Why did the fucking moron throw the clock out the window? Because he was a fucking moron. You take your clock, why are you throwing it at the window? What the hell's wrong with you? You know, like, the hell, what are you throwing a clock out the window? Only a moron would do that. Yeah, but it was, but he would be cursing and screaming. Because he's a fucking moron. That's why. Why would you throw a clock out the window? Oh, he was again. Yeah, he was amazing, Schwab. But some of those sets, and another thing I was surprised at, Charles, I heard is that up until when he died, he hardly changed his act. Yeah, I said the F word. When you do Gilbert, you have to, because how else can I do that? Redo that bit. But how else can I quote that bit? But what was I going to tell you? Yeah, Jackie Gleason. You're going on that plane, Laszlo. Jackie Gleason in Casablanca. Yes. I know that you know. Yes. You're getting on that plane. And there was, from our era, Charles, our era, Impressionists were kind of hacky. You know what hacky means, Cody? Like
Yeah, just sort of like
lame.
yeah,
But Gilbert took impressions and made them, yeah. And
kind of
also
made him
from
his
my,
own.
he made them his own. He did ones you never did. Actually, he was the first. Now it's hacky and lame to do Nicholson with the hair back. Um, you know, I forgot what his Nicholson one was. Um, but then everyone did Nicholson.
Mhm.
But Gilbert was amazing, but you didn't really get the idea of how. I mean, in today's age, Charles, I think Gilbert would have done like a one-man show with those bits. As Alice, you ain't going bowling, Ralph. I know. But then, like I said, I was surprised because he had like 3 or 4 different acts, and he would go long. But then he, I heard he never, he after Waldo, he never changed his act. Dice impression. I don't remember that. Dice. Well, the Tony Del Vecchio guy was sort of like Dice. I think I remember now. Just no, he doesn't talk like that. He talks, yeah. I don't know. I'm depressed. Yeah, well, I'm doing an impression of me, but it was one time. It was so funny. They once had on Oprah comedians. They had, I remember, Mario Joyner. Is that his name? He's Jerry's friend. There's another Mario I get him mixed up with. Yes, they don't know how brilliant he was. Hey, but one time he was on Oprah and someone said, Gilbert, is that your real voice? And he goes, in real life, I have an Irish bro. Which the Irish bro is, how can you do an Irish bro, Cody?
An
Yeah,
Irish
it's
bro.
called an Irish bro where I came to the town and my friends, those Irish
Came to
accent.
that town, and I
All
come
right,
here.
let me invite Charles on. How do I invite Charles on?
Oh yeah, just you want me to send
Yeah,
the?
send me the thing and I'll send him.
I'll send you the link. Can you? Do you want me to just send you the private chat?
Yeah, so he can be on this.
Did you get that? Let me know.
What'd you send it to?
Let me just send it to your. I just sent it to the private chat in this.
Instagram?
Actually, in Restream.
Restream. Oh,
Is that?
oh, I got it. Wait, Restream.
Yeah.
Where's the private chat? Oh, I got it. And I send this to Charles.
Yes. Also, I was looking. Maybe we could do something like this. So you can have your bigger faces.
And what's that one for? For the
Oh yeah, now this one, we have people that are happy to see you. Oh, here we go. I think we got Charles. Here we go. Charles,
Hey
you are.
Charles. You could probably you could tell some good Gilbert stories, I'm sure.
Hickory dickory dock, a mouse climbed up the good.
Oh yeah. Where he just there's no real joke. Oh, that I remember that. Hickory dickory dock. And he would just babble. But
He was so fun. He had. Remember, he did. He ran into Jackie. I ran into Jackie Onassis at a party. I thought, I'll try to break the ice with her. I said, think back. Where were you when you first heard?
JFK was killed. Yes. I mean, did you hear that towards the end that he was kind of doing the same jokes?
Well, that happens to
I
the
don't
best
think
of us.
it happens to everyone, but he was insanely prolific where I got
Yeah.
depressed. Where
Well,
I go,
that's
I
what
don't want to do my dumb jokes. He annihilated the room. Oh my God.
Because I was at the cellar every night when he was there every single night, and every night he did a riff on the night before set. I mean, it wasn't always the same. It was always exploring some like thread and pulling it out and taking it in a different direction. So, like if he did a set on Letterman, it was like a version of that. But it kind of bothered me that people just thought he was this annoying voice guy, like he was this one-dimensional
Yes.
comic sort of guy. he was brilliant.
Well, again, I wish they could have done an HBO special where you really saw, but maybe it wouldn't translated to a TV set.
Yeah, he had the
Yeah,
joke about
Schwab has a good point. He was brilliant with Artie when they would crack up.
yeah.
I mean, what is that, Cody?
This is you, people recognizing you.
Okay, yeah, that's what would happen, Charles. I'd be at the Grove, and people would say, "I don't mean to bother you," and I'd be so glad to have someone break up the isolation. Now I'm bothering them. Like, all right, we got to go. Like I'm following them around. So if you can capture that, what else did Gilbert do? Well, but he did some stupid. Well, he used to come to the Improv for protection with a stickball bat. And then he
Yeah,
would use it in his bit. Like he did Christ on the cross. Like what was his Christ thing?
he was reading from the book of it's like, oh Jesus, oh me, oh how well she knew. How did
I don't remember that. He did stupid corny stuff like Mr. Ed, and he would hold it up like an erection and say, "Come here, Wilbur." You know,
well, he
he
would have props like if he had like paper plates and he'd do Annie and he'd do Mickey Mouse and
Mickey Mouse on acid. He
he'd
did
go through a whole bunch of like bits of he'd go like, Martin Luther King was a great man, but what if he was caught holding up a liquor store? I think it would look something like this, and then he would just
what
turn
was
his
it? I
back.
don't.
He would just do one racist impression after another.
Oh, he would turn his back like an impressionist. I don't remember the Martin Luther King one. Um, he what he did? Well, he did. Yeah, Mickey. He had plates like Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse, like.
Then he had the thing with the paper with the napkins, and he'd like have the
Yes. Yeah.
napkins be the calendar, the passing of time.
Then he'd go, "Your luggage coming out of the airport." I
He
remember
had
that.
he did a thing about a comedian who had somebody locked up in the basement, and he would tell them jokes but wouldn't tell them the punchlines.
Yes, that wasn't really. I don't remember it a lot, but I remember that one. But he'd scream so much.
It was like two Italian and a Polish guy were in a bar. The Italian guy says, "I want something to eat." The Polish guy doesn't say anything, and then he turns to the guy tied up in the basement. No, the Polish guy always says something.
Yes, my God. So he loved free stuff. So did he? He must have loved the cellar because it was really
Oh
good,
my God, that's
great
why he
food.
went there. Him and Richard Morris would go into the they would give him the run of the kitchen. They'd go inside and make chocolate sundaes every night. And that's all it took to have Gilbert perform at their club every single night was to let him make free chocolate sundaes.
Now, someone just took a snap at you, Charles. Said, "Never realized Andy Richter had curly hair." I don't think you look anything like Andy Richter.
No, I would agree with that.
I think when you were younger, you looked like that annoying guy. What's
Thanks.
his? You're not annoying, but well, yeah. Well, who's the? Sounds
Who's that
redundant.
guy? Fucking I
Annoying
hate that
Jewish,
guy.
annoying Jewish guy with curly hair. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, he wasn't around when we were doing stand up. He was 4.
Yes. You know who I remember seeing when he was a little boy at the Catch?
Who?
What's his? Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his. I think his mother sang at Catch once or twice, and um,
Gilbert had this amazing joke. I'll see if I could reconstruct it. But it was around the time of Jonestown massacre. He said Sal Mineo died in his arms. He told
yeah,
the story
everyone.
how
No, first he was talking about all these people who died in his arms. Then he goes, "I was at Jonestown last week. They all died in my
I
arms."
just flew in from Jonestown. Boy, are my arms tired.
Yes. Yeah, Frank is kidding. He couldn't think of anyone else. You don't really look like Andy Richter. um, but That's right. There was the thing. He started naming all these people who died in his arms, and then I just got back from Jonestown. Boy, are my arms tired. Um, wow, that was a fun one to remember. I forgot about that one.
So him and Richard Morris would go on stage as Light and Easy. They were a duo, and they would sing.
It's impossible.
That's right.
I
It's
remember that one.
impossible to have a
Put a
baby.
Cadillac on, no, no, to for a baby not to cry, because baby's got to cry.
Right.
Yes.
And they would just go on like that. Well, you and Gilbert would go up also as like two retarded guys.
I vaguely remember. Don't know. Now, before you came on, there was a place, Don't Tell Mama, where me, Gilbert, and Larry David did the gay dating game. And
Oh yeah.
Gilbert got so graphic that the gay guy ran and shut the power, said, "Get off." Uh, Gilbert was saying things. Bachelor number one, you just, I once said the word,
Right.
a truck driver for 50 cents, but you like him. How much you charge the second time? It's just, just Gilbert asking the most graphic.
Well, that's why the Aristocrats was so great, because it was the first time people got to see what he does really well.
Well, what was so funny about the Aristocrats was when he was making sense of it. Do you know what the Aristocrats is, Cody?
Yeah, I do.
So all these comedians are
Yeah.
telling the Aristocrats, and Gilbert comes on and goes, "Now wait a minute. If there's a family, they're fornicating, they're defecating on the floor, they're having their children slip in it. What the guy go? Call child services. What these guys are breaking the law. This is not right for children." Yeah, I like that I like when people analyze, ridiculous jokes. I mean, Gilbert. Any other Gilbert bits to remember? Let me
So
see.
Adolf Hitler was in a restaurant.
What?
Nobody would talk to him. Everybody would ignore him. Finally, he stands up and yells, "Oh, so now I'm the enemy?"
Oh, I thought you meant literally Gilbert at a restaurant, because
No, he
one
told me.
time I went with him and Frank Smiley to
Yeah.
this place. What was the place? St. Mark's Place. There was a diner, St. Mark's Diner or something.
Yeah. So
What diners would you go? Would you go to diners after? No, you wouldn't go to any diner, I'm assuming, after doing the Cellar, because you ate there
I did eat there.
at the
Sometimes I go
Cellar.
to the
So you
one
didn't.
sometimes on 4th Street.
Yes, the 4th Street Diner. I remember there would be places. So I'm going to microwave leftovers, but I remember St. Mark's Place. There was a diner, and Gilbert was the cheapest guy in the world.
Yes.
So I remember me and Frank were getting a dinner, and they said there's a minimum for everyone, and Gilbert wasn't ordering anything, and they wouldn't let us eat there.
Right.
So then I got I said, order pancakes. That's what I want. We'll pretend they're coming from you. So then, and then it looked like I said he wants pancakes, and then it looked like I was bullying him eating his pancakes. This is there was another time so you never came up. So did he
I didn't
ever
go.
do?
I didn't go to Green. I never went to Green Kitchen.
You never went there.
No.
It was Calford, Joe Vega,
Yeah.
people like that. I don't, so did he have? So what happened was a catch when he got fired from Saturday Night Live. He went through like a depression where he just on purpose would drive everybody out. He didn't want to
Right.
do his act. Do you remember that?
No, but I remember, there were nights at the Cellar where, like, if somebody heckled him or something, he didn't have like a lot of, he didn't have a lot of ammo.
Heck,
So, like, if somebody bothered him and they wouldn't let him do his act even a little bit, he would like for 20 minutes, he would take like napkins and just kind of polish up the stage. He'd walk around and clean up.
Oh, what pitch are you up to, Cody? Are you up to the next bit?
Yeah. The sketch of Fred opening rejection letters.
Okay.
Close in with some of below comments.
Oh, so this is the part where I'm going to go on Substack, Charles, with
Yeah.
Cody, where we could just put this out, and like Scroven was telling me, and they can subscribe and not and just so this is my pitch why you should subscribe to my Substack, and just telling a little bit about my story. So then just about my book got rejected by lots of publishers. They said we wish there was more sex. I said, me too. Maybe so maybe that could be animated. Like you just maybe uh, could that be illustrated? Just or rather rather than a rejection letter, how about you? Which you don't do that. Have me in an office, and it says publisher, and the guy goes, "I wish there was more sex," and I go, "Me too." I don't know.
Right. Was it like you have you're showing like the book or something, or these like giving back your book?
Yeah, maybe it could be
Example.
like as if books. You don't really go to an office, but
Right, he can be kind of like.
yeah, yeah. But I did have that, Charles, when I first tried to put out "Maybe We'll Have You Back."
Yeah.
People said, some rejection letters. We'd like this, but it'd be nice if there was a happy ending. And one said, it would be good if it was from a bigger star. Well, that's the idea of it.
Right.
And one
Right.
said, we wish there was more sex. And I said, me too. It's my life story.
Right.
That would be. Well, I guess I'm exaggerating the sex a little bit. I went through like a thing where I was a little frustrated because they like this, rehab on $10 a day. All these faux gritty things like sex addiction or rehab or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Seemed like So I just was. So that was my joke, spoofing. Like you knew they wanted something grittier, like more sex, and so just a little spoof of that.
I'm going to go, Fred. I just wanted to say hi.
All right, good to see you, and thanks for the Gilbert stories.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Good seeing you, Charles.
How do I get out of here? Good to see you, Cody.
Yeah, I can kick you off if you need. Oh yeah, there you go.
You can never leave, Charles. He's stuck.
That was fun.
What did Cody? This rectangle is my favorite picture you've done.
Wait, which one?
What's the rectangle?
The rectangle. The rectangle. Let's see. Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, Cody, this rectangle is my favorite.
What's the rectangle?
Ooh, I don't know. That's funny.
I'm seeing rectangles.
Let me scan around. Well, that one's sort of a rectangle. Here's a rectangle. So these are the people that you're all happy and nice.
Right.
And then they're kind of like trying to run away.
I love it. Love it.
Kind of hunched over. Let's get out of here.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Like, oh, yeah, that kind of thing. See, and then we got this guy saying, no, yeah, I just had like this thing up, I think.
I'd like to. You know what this looks like, and that this doesn't sound like a compliment.
Right? Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah. Let me know.
There's a guy. He was a comic. I think we talked about him. Sadly, he was a quadriplegic, but he was a really great cartoonist. and just I guess with his mouth sort of, and it looked like the guy. I like that. I like that the head doesn't really close.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the guy. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he. I forgot his
It's
name.
called the thing was called "Don't Worry, You Won't Get Far on Foot."
Yeah, it's like a cartoon. He was a cartoonist. Yeah, and then he did like a TV show, believe it or not, for Nickelodeon or some program, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, where
I
this
know that.
kid on a like the main character was like a guy in a wheelchair.
I didn't know that.
I'd never seen it. Like I don't even know what really. I've seen pictures of it. It looks kind of cool. Like it looks kind of like a little bit of squiggle vision kind of thing, but a little bit more animated. As far as like the animation goes.
You know, Wood, because of you and my Instagram feed, stuff from your show keeps popping up, and they all annoy me. Uh, Doug Benson. Just great, Cody.
Awesome. Yeah, so we got these. Let's see, we got that.
Or just getting it published, like something like me proudly at a book event, or just something to show it finally got published.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. What was that? Then it down here it says sketch of. Oh yeah, yeah. You're proudly holding.
I know because of I wasted money for a while. The cats, one of them was having a problem, and I bought the stupid LUV light with the batteries, and I don't need it now. So this is I reheated vegan steak. It was pretty good. From where I had one.
Ah, nice. Get some steak.
My friend went to see the Pope get sworn in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In person or something, or?
Yeah, in Italy, I think. Rome.
Oh wow.
I know. I gotta. This I got from a restaurant. I mean, I don't. It's delicious. Cody, I'm just we're doing a good pace with this. Where I think we can get it up every 2 weeks, and we got so much stuff backlogged.
Oh, sorry. What is that?
We're doing a good pace where with this stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, it's kind of nice just to kind of quickly go through these things. These, like these I can flesh out. I mean, we could do like a second stream where I just ink them up
Yeah.
with the black.
But like I
ink.
said, now that we'll have deadlines, we don't always have to do streams while we work on them. We could just make sure we get it out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of a thing where the stream's sort of a you know.
There was a time when we used to do stuff without even doing it on a stream.
Right.
What was that like?
Yeah.
Mm. Cody,
That
do you
sounds.
have a
What you're eating there sounds pretty yummy.
sweet tooth? Because I've been trying to stay away.
I do. If you get anything that's chocolate laying around,
Oh,
I'll eat it.
Bill Wood got fired from one of his jobs. He was Dancing with the Stars. He was pushing the contestants out of the way and taking their cake.
Wow. Was it chocolate cake?
Yeah, he goes, I don't care if you're a dancer on this show, I want the cake. He would just punch people, throw them on the ground. Let me see. Yeah, every job, no, I can't, I'm just kidding, obviously. He, let me see,
Oh yeah, there's
probably the picture should come after. It got rejected by many agents and publishers. They'd say things like, yeah, and then the picture comes after a little bit of that.
Right.
We'll figure it out. Fit into someone's puzzle. Yeah. Now, has Benjamin met your father?
Yes.
Now, does he say to her we're the same age? I'm just kidding.
Yes.
That's his catchphrase.
Yeah, we're the same age. Oh yeah, and by the way, I like that the parking joke today in the text.
I forgot what the joke was.
Oh yeah. Something about the Mother's Day and help you find.
Yes, he had it all figured out.
I was like, nice. That was a good move.
Yes.
That was it wouldn't have been
That unlikely.
yeah. It was.
Oh, I forgot. I tried getting sunflower seeds.
Oh, yeah.
But they weren't salty. They don't work if they're not salty.
Mm,
Oh my god.
right.
Oh yeah. Maybe it made it a little less healthy, but where's my tissues?
Yeah, it kind of needs it, huh?
Oh, it needs it.
Absolutely. I agree.
Mm. So I guess
Let's see.
Coming from Bowling Green, it was kind of an adventure going to that parking lot 1 a.m.
Let's see.
Benjamin asked, that software that you were on allow you to adjust global volume. You guys are both low. I have the volume cranked over my HomePods.
I am. Let's see. Is it Fred sounding better? Let's see, Fred. Hope this doesn't blow out his ears. I would hate that.
If vegans don't like meat, then why do they want their foods to resemble and taste like meat? Well, to taste like it, because I think either they're vegans because it's healthier, and if they don't want animals killed and stuff. So,
I turned you up, Fred.
all right.
I turned you up a little higher. I'm seeing if that.
We're quiet.
Okay, I'm going to turn mine up.
And make it sharper.
Make it sharp. It's been like that throughout the whole chat. Let's see. Yeah, it's weird. I'll just put it up all the way.
That's a good thing. When we do our Substack, we don't have to worry about fancy mics and, and cameras and, you know?
Yeah, you might have like a noise canceling thing too. Like a thing that's like it's like you're using your phone audio. You know?
A noise canceling thing.
Yeah, like the computer automatically has like a thing that's over.
Hmm.
Like crank it, like when like you clap or something, it kind of turns it down.
What scam is this?
Wait, why did the vegan steak get kicked off the grill? Because it couldn't take a nap.
It was just a rare pasta?
Wait, because it couldn't take a nap. It was just a rare impasta.
What?
I think it like impasta. Like, is there a thing called impasta or pasta? That sounds funny.
Uh,
Wait, it says, oh, wait. I was like, oh, you just wait. I'm coming over there. I'm going to push you over and set up your studio. Is that to you or to me? Or to both?
one of us. They couldn't take the heat.
Couldn't take the heat.
Do you get that joke, Chloe?
It's funny.
Those Gilbert bits, yes. He was so funny. Sharper and pasta.
Shop. Impasta. Sketch of literally that Fred.
Yeah, I would. Maybe that's people don't know what I mean. I always say I want to express myself. I hate trying to fit into other people's puzzles. So I thought me like in a no, that I was just. Now that I sounded out, that doesn't make sense. All right, let me see.
Well, you never know. I mean, it kind of sounds interesting, actually. Let's see what we can do.
Okay. See, I give up too easy, but Cody, he. Yes, Cato sponged off Norm. He got free sneakers from him. He just go along. Yes.
How
Right?
cute.
Even you said Cato was a user.
Wait, is that the guy from Inspector Clouseau?
No.
Cato? Or oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he was the stand-up guy, right?
Why Ride in the Black Cat is every time his owner told a joke. Because even with 9 lives, he couldn't stand the punchline. Do you get it?
Right in the Black Cat is every.
I don't know. I think Wood had some of his Stellas.
He couldn't stand the punchlines. He couldn't stand it. Ride in the Black Cat. His every. Got someone named Emily in the chat likes your cat.
Oh, you stared. We got two of them. Well, you're tired. We could wrap this up.
Yeah.
But I think why don't you half get the joke, I get the punchline.
This one I was thinking like this. You could do this.
Like my head, like trying to fit into a puzzle.
Yeah, your arm and stuff could be kind of like, you kind of look like a puzzle.
Oh, you hear those birds?
Oh wow, what's happening?
Wait a second. Wow.
It's like baby birds.
I guess they're all just in a group.
Wow.
It could be that's. I love what you're doing, and you can make now. What if there's a way? Other parts of the puzzle is like bros, nerdist stuff. Things I don't fit into podcast. Uh, but I love that. That's almost something. Even though you haven't finished it, I would blow up and hang up because I don't fit into puzzles, and I like that it's literally.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put like the bros. What was the other things?
Well, what Dunk Benson and a nerd,
Nerds.
nerdist. Well, yeah, hipsters. Chloe, did you see the birds? What'd you think?
Oh, there you go.
All right, Mike. Thank you for hanging. We'll probably wrap this up soon. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, good to see you, Mike. I'll give you a call too. I saw that you left a message. Appreciate it.
Wow. Well, this is I thought just for like 2 hours. I think it's doing good. So
Yeah.
maybe you could always work on this on your own because I like the. I'll be right there. Let me just wrap it up, but I got to get the extension.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you can make it sharper.
All right. Yeah, you're throwing out the. Cody, do you have any tips for overcoming overthinking with art? I can never start anything because I get too in my head.
Good question.
That is a good question. Well, uh, yeah, that can happen when when you get caught up with all the ideas. I think that the one thing I know for sure is that um, let's see. He says, "Do you have any overthinking with art?" I'd say,
Well, sorry.
oh yeah, yeah, no.
Well, you had that sometimes where it was taking you a while to start something because you go, "What's the style? What's this?" And I said,
Right.
"Don't get paralyzed with perfectionism. Like, just go. Let's just do." Actually, what you're doing now is uh, just get it out there and don't worry what this. Remember, it took you a while to get started for a while with Christmas in Florida. What's the style? What, you know what I mean? And then I said, just you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Like just you don't overthink it. Like this is why this is fun. Like, well, a writer sometimes when you write sitcoms, someone taught me do what's called a vomit draft, where just get it out. Don't worry if it sucks. Just it's better to have it suck and get it out than to be like I
Right.
said, paralyzed with perfectionism. What should I do? Is my answer. Well, Wood, two things for your question, Wood. Number one, Cody and I realized when we did these side things, they were fun, but we we need to have deadlines and do things like this. But that being said, well, Cody is going to do. He's this story ends up telling how I was in a funk and met Cody. So this story is my introduction on Substack. Like, hey, maybe you know who I am. I did sitcoms years ago. Sometimes people would recognize me, blah, blah, blah. It was fun, but Ray and Brad would taunt me. And then I'm summing up the intro. Then I wrote a book, which was fun. It got rejected. We wish there was more sex, all that stuff. And then, trying to get something going, I got tired of, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy reached out from Ohio, and then Cody will pop up in this thing. So you're going to see Cody do himself, and he's part of the story. And with the Substack, um, I told Cody earlier, these all don't have to be my stories. It's our stories. So I want you to do uh, your story, like what it was like you come driving and with your family and your first time in Hollywood. So Wood said, I just want to know if Cody had a picture that he has drawn of himself, and if not, that would be it. Yeah, you'll be doing that when you put yourself in this story, and he has done like that. Like there was one where you popped up and waved in one of our videos, but you'll be doing
Yeah.
yourself. You'll be
Yeah, I do
doing yourself
actually.
in this.
I could share I did a painting of myself um, for a self portrait, and then yeah, I did also do like a cartoon, so we can show those.
Yeah, but you
Kind of
will
funny.
be doing yourself in this story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A
That'll
nice
be
picture of the building table. Oh, yes. Well, that could be part of your story when you do a Substack of your trip here.
right.
Yes. No, your father will be funny. There's a great shot of what. So the first time I drove them down Hollywood Boulevard, uh, his brother started like going Scientology. Where's Tom Cruise? So then I started doing a demented voice. Tom Cruise, where are you? And his mom was with a camera. Like, yeah, so you could tell all those stories. You know what I mean?
Yes, would yeah. It's exaggerated.
Uh,
I
we'll
would.
get to that. You're going to be in this.
Yeah, yeah. Probably my nose, glasses, uh, and then my hair is different now. It used to be short, but
It's sharper now.
it's sharper.
Right?
But yeah.
Yeah, in the car with him. Tom Cruise,
Oh, right.
Casablanca.
Yeah, I got to get stuff off my. Yeah, have you? I sent you that one. I got to get stuff off the thing.
Oh, if you get a chance, send me the thing about the what I said about Andy at the
Oh
memorial.
yeah, yeah. I definitely will do that.
Yeah, I mean, but this is very exciting because it's not as you know consuming Yeah, and this is a vomit draft in a way. It's like, let's get out the thing, and then you go back. Even doing something as simple as writing up this intro, I
Right.
just would write it and go back, and yeah, you keep going back till you like it.
Yeah, I was gonna think about that question that Emily asked. I think was it
Oh
Emily?
yes, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Anything else you want to say?
Oh
Sorry.
no, but one thing I would say is kind of like what we're talking. It's similar to that, but I think like let's say you look at a blank thing and then you're like really trying to come up with idea. That I think the best thing is to just start rough and small with like thumbnails, and even if you're drawing ideas, you can just start with just like little shapes and things, and then see what you can fit in those shapes if you don't have much of a clear idea. Um, that way, then you can kind of build off of that. You could look at that and then draw a bigger version using your idea. So it just kind of keeps it from, because the worst thing you can do is like waste energy to like trying to do something big that you don't know really what you're going after.
I'm going
You
in
kind of play
Wednesday.
with ideas.
Answering Wood's question, I'm going in Wednesday. They're doing a sequel, a part two of the video game High on Life, which I
Nice.
never got to play.
Yeah.
I love this puzzle. Love it. It's a fun thing we're doing because we just you go on, then you tweak. Yeah, I'm very excited, Cody, about Substack.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And I actually I could share the painting I did of myself.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not all the picture because it's from my website, but there it is. I'm wearing
Yeah,
glasses. It's like
that's funny.
exaggerated. I wear these glasses. So there's that. I actually have the Fez hat, like in real life. I made the Shank Fez hat. Maybe I'll wear it on the stream. That'd be funny.
All right, that's it's like who's that guy Zippy?
Oh, Zippy.
Him
That's
has
yeah, yeah.
he's got a hat like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also have a pipe, but I don't smoke. Yeah. What do you think, Fred? Should I dress up as a character?
If you have those glasses and you can make your hair like that, you gotta.
Maybe we'll get some viewers, and then they'll think, "Whoa, hey,
But I love the idea of
Right.
this is where we work on the Substacks.
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, it's fun.
Yes, and the Substacks, it's going to be really good. This is
Absolutely.
because Wood can't come on. There's no way Wood is going to insult the sound of the Substacks.
Yeah, you can get some
He,
good reporting.
yeah, he's not going to find any technical problems or you should have done it in the other room. You know, why did you do it on the couch? Right? They
Right.
don't know where it was done.
Unless we do like a stream of you, like you posted it on your couch. Like, how could you do that?
How could you do that?
Yeah. Wait, what are you smoking in the pipe? Vegan st- uh,
Imagine Wood going into a vegan restaurant. He would throw plates down. He'd go, "Give me a steak. I'm a big guy." He would start punching the waiter. What is the insult guy? Yeah,
yeah.
some of those jokes weren't too good today, Wood. I'm sorry. He is the. Well, I didn't want to say anything, but the lighting isn't so good on that after midnight show. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. You know who you look like a little bit here?
In this picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's that?
Well, you wouldn't know who he is. There's that show, 30 Rock. My friend Lonnie was in the tour guide. You
Oh,
look like a party guy here. See, it doesn't look like you. Like a
right.
crazy party guy here.
Yeah, like he's ready for
He's ready to have a good time.
yeah.
You know, that guy Ben, twice he went, there's a steakhouse around here called, I forget what it's called, Taylor's. And after a steak, he wants to have a whole pizza. The laptop, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He knows his lighting.
Almost had that J.J. Abrams quality. You know, that's stuff you pay for, you know, with the rim lights and.
Well, you know, this is cool because it's a little over 2 hours, but I think you got a lot of thumbnails done, and it's
Yeah,
really great.
yeah. Because next stream we can just like ink them, like for a
Or
cartoon.
just finish the rest of the story with the
Right.
thumbnails.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely. Rescued your cell phone from the
Let me see how many
sewer.
more we got. He didn't. He never got it.
Oh, was that the one with Norm's pictures?
Norm's pictures.
Oh, I think there was something in the Norm story where you dropped your phone or something. Maybe that was not maybe that wasn't related.
There's only 2 or 3 more sketches, thumbnails you need, so this is great.
Wonderful.
So anytime you want to do this, Cody, I'm very excited about doing this and the Substack.
Cool.
So what used to I forget what kind of little steaks he used to make on his terrace. He used to brag about.
Oh yeah.
No, this guy, someone said it was like Mayberry RFD, where Andy Griffin, he was trying to get with a magnet, he was trying to get my phone.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. Well, Cody, again, I like this. We're not going to get sidetracked doing a thing of Charles just because he popped on. You know, let's do this stuff.
Cool.
So let's hook up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be able to do that.
That'd be great. And any last questions?
Yeah, I hope I answered that one with the Emily's, because that's like one of those questions that is like it's part of the. Yeah, I always think about that question too. Like it's like sometimes
Well, let me ask you, Cody, about overthinking.
yeah.
When you have an idea, is it usually your gut instinct, your first thing was the one you go with, or do you?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, if like let's say you come to something and you're like you have a blank page and you're like, all right, I'm gonna draw. And yeah, what was your question? No.
Is your gut sometimes when I'm writing?
Sorry.
Sometimes with people, your first whatever you throw down is usually sometimes the best, the first gut random thing.
Oh, right.
But it's a lot of fun doing this with Cody because some of these things I said, do it, me fitting into a puzzle. But then he came up with things, oh, I didn't think of that. So it's a fun collaboration.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta. Yeah, yeah. What I think stops me from having like an overthinking thing is to actually choose an idea and then just draw the first thing that comes to mind. And then if you don't like the first thing, you know, like there was a guy, Chris Payne. Really, I could say he was an illustrator that I got taught by, and he's a great illustrator. And his thing was, you know, the painting isn't gonna, your artwork isn't gonna like blow up. It's not a time bomb. Um, so it's safe to just, you know, just get it on board, and
Like vomit draft, just get it out.
yeah, just get it out. I think, yeah, because like even if you write, I did a prompt thing during COVID where, during that time, like it was before I met Fred with the cartoon stuff. I was just kind of like, what am I going to do with cartoon stuff in my mind? Drawing in my sketchbook, and I found that prompts were kind of good, like just making up, just even if you don't like drawing dogs or trees or something, but you would just write down one word and be
Well,
like,
the reason why it's
I got to draw
hard,
a tree, It's like, and then how would I draw a tree that makes me entertained?
the reason it's hard for people when I used to do stand-up comedy is because you could write about anything. So what do I write about? But it helps when, all right, let's do jokes about, I'm just making up anything, moving men, when you kind of narrow it down. So
Right.
yeah, so that's what's good about this is, we have the backbones. And answering a question, Benjamin, my advice to writers, to the 8 people watching, or
Mm.
9, is that don't be a permanent student. Meaning, I know people and actors, writers, they take class after class, and you got to get it out in the real world. So Stephen King's book I recommend because he says, read every day and write every day. If you read or if you want to be a screenwriter, you watch movies, you get a sense of the pace. Like, oh, now, you ever watch a movie, you go, oh, they're high fiving. I'm walking on sunshine. You know something bad's going to happen. You get an innate sense of pace. And so then it's just, Stephen King says, write every day and read every day. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be, a letter to your friend, a rant. So I think with Cody, it's great that in the 3 years we've known each other, we know we have chemistry and we know we have the same sensibilities, but it's taken us a while to figure out how we can tell our stories in a way where doesn't, it just feels natural, and it's getting to be that. So you just, yeah, so that's my advice. Well, there's another cliche. You do anything at 10,000 times, you become an expert. Uh, Piano, it's just doing it and doing it and doing it. Everything. So, did you ever have jokes in the pocket in case you got a heckler question? Yeah, I had standard things. Yeah, ready. But yeah, I think you got to fail. I don't think any screenwriter, their first screenplay was a masterpiece. Quentin Tarantino, you just write and then go on to the next one. Some of them, they'll just perfect one, or they'll have one screenplay they wrote. This is it. And they keep trying to sell it and sell it. And you got to go on to the next thing. So, yeah. Yeah, reading is fuel for the writing engine. Yeah, you got to, and that's what's
Uh-oh. Hey, Fred, we lost your audio. Where did we go? Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back. Sorry.
Where it's just about staying creative, and when you're in the creative mode, you keep it going throughout the day. Like even when I hang up, we're still going to be in the mode. So you just gotta, yeah. But I'm glad you guys are trying to write and stuff. So I can tell people rely too much on classes. Well, it's just the thing with acting class where I knew some people stayed in acting class till they were in their 50s. It was just, they never felt they were ready, and you got to get out in the real world. But if you just take classes in how to write, how to read, you got to just fail on your own or suck on your own because you just get better.
Right.
Yes, you got to. And there's no real formulas. The formula is doing it and just well, with Cody, sometimes it's fun. Well, we what initially happened is when we first started meeting each other on Zoom, he found this thing on YouTube with it was Crumb or something or a P car, and it gave us an idea. That's how we can tell these stories, and then, but then we'd go in circles where
Mhm.
then, oh no, I want to just have it all animated, and that took forever. So you get ideas not to rip off from, but you got to get stimulated from other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like they always say, standing on the shoulders of giants. Of course, that's like a, I don't know where they get that term, but that's what one of our teachers said. It's like if they figured out a problem and you like how they figured it out, that's kind of where like looking at things or reading, like you guys said, like
Do I need to be a college Gagagua? I wasn't. So just
a Kagagawa.
yes.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Emily. So hopefully it's sooner than later. We'll have this first one up, and hopefully you'll subscribe, and it'll look really cool. Just the stuff you've seen Cody doing already. It's fun because, like I said, animation is cool, but there's something about letting it sit there like a Mad magazine and just looking at it and going on with the story. You know?
Right.
Yes. And then they'll have them all, all our stuff as we put on a new one. They'll have it all together, and you could look at your favorites. So very
Yeah.
productive. I'm very happy about today. So let's try for tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Any last questions, Emily? Are you a writer or? Um,
Yeah. An artist.
I had big problems when I used to do stand up and write ideas. Don't do what I did. I would try them out on people. Is this a good idea? And then you ask it enough people, they'll talk you out of it. Oh, that's been done, or no one wants that stuff.
Right.
So uh,
Hmm.
we have 1,000, but we haven't figured out how to try to monetize it. But on Substack, what's cool is free subscriptions. But if you'd like to donate, they have all those things on that. If you'd like to give a donation, but I used to like. It took me a while to the thing they say is about screenwriting or writing. Read, write what you'd like to read or see. Now, if you just go by what they're looking for, we would just do a portal to another dimension. Everyone does that, or hey, robots and Star Wars doing doobies, and what everyone does. So me and Cody have the same sensibility. So we want to try to do what we would like to read. You know what I mean? And not care if it's what they're looking for, what they want. So again, I used to make that mistake of uh, saying, "Is this good?" Nah, that's been done. Nah, no one will want that. Now, as you get older, you go, "I want to do what I'd like to read." I would like reading what Cody does. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So write what, because another thing they say, if you try things out, they go, "Oh, now they're doing this thing." By the time you put it together, there'll be something else. So I know some people, like one guy put so much money into this idea he has, thinking I could sell this. This is what they want on Nickelodeon. But it's not his vision, it's not his voice, and it shows. It should be something that, your voice, your vision, your what you would like to read, as
Right.
opposed to, oh, this is what they want. And that's
Exactly.
what's cool about Substack. So
Yeah.
write what you know. Yeah, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. We had a fun stream where I wrote the introduction to what we're going to do Substack, but still do this, and where I'm writing the intro, and Cody's illustrating it. So he came up with some stuff that's really fun. Yeah, the thing about the audition and the maybe instead of Piddles is good, but maybe a monkey next to me. Or the monkey's going to be in the room. So, yes. So, yes.
I thought
So,
maybe I could share it.
you want to show? You want to just show before we sign off some of the thumbnails you did?
Yeah, where do I
Did you?
share?
So
There we go.
that's
That's a
well,
success
right,
for your book.
right.
Here you are telling these people.
Why they should subscribe to the Substack. And then one gets up. This is a sales pitch. I'm leaving. And then I go, no, wait, it's free. And he went, all right. And he sits back down. Do you have that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you're reading reading a script. That one we came up with a few just to point out here.
The soul killing auditions, like me sitting in the waiting room with a dog, and either Piddles or it almost looks like in the room they're whipping someone in the audition room.
Yeah, I thought
mean,
it
that could be funny.
Violent. They're like,
Right.
They're like, this is an
audition. Yes, I like that.
That could be like a monkey or something dancing around.
Okay, yeah. If it's more specific, a monkey, that'll be good. Yes.
Yeah, we'll make it look like it.
Yeah.
Or we have maybe that could be a continuation of it. This guy stinks.
Yes, exactly. Like, never come back. Who's your agent? Why'd your agent send you in? Yes.
And then you could have one say, "Aren't these great tomatoes?"
Yeah, don't waste any more tomatoes on this guy. Yeah, whatever. Yes.
We got these for so and so down at the Grove.
Yeah.
Or somewhere where I don't know.
The aristocrats. Yes. That's funny. And then, oh wait, that picture comes earlier, I think. Of that. Wait, it was good working. It was good when I did get the work, but
oh right, did I get that mixed up?
Yeah. You might have. Let me see.
Yes.
Where I worked on sitcoms, but it sounded good, but I'd have to walk on eggshells. Yes, and that's Ray and Brad with money taunting me. And then I'm glad the book came out, but I get tired of trying to come up with the formula how to get to the next level. So I'm sure you'll add some things to that. Where was the thing about people think I'm rich and famous? They say, we don't mean to bother you, but I'm so glad to break up the isolation that eventually I'm bothering them. See, that made me laugh. That I love that. That's really good. And then just about I had a book, but it was many years of getting rejected. We wish there was more sex. Me too. And then finally got the book out. And, years later, I got tired of fitting into other people's puzzles. So there's just one or two more thumbnails. And fun stuff. And really fun stuff. So Jeff, who came in late, this is how, it's a little process. See? Just doing this like this is part of the process where, it's not working. It's going to take probably 2 years to do that. What's it called? Christmas in Florida as a short film. And I said, let's just do it. I was telling my friend Steve, I met at the dog park. I don't have a dog, but I meet him there. It's going to take 2-3 years to to animate it. Maybe I just want to just do it as like with pictures, like for a book, and we'll just put it out. And he goes, why not do a Substack where, like, a great idea. And we could do the Christmas in Florida in 3 segments. So very excited.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yes. So,
There we go.
and eventually Cody will do one Substack where he tells, you like the idea of you telling your Cody meets Fred, like from Cody's point of view? Because you know what I mean? Like what it was like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like I have my idea of like I could hit all the points of that stood out from the trip,
Or
where
things what you thought it would be as opposed to the reality, or, you
yeah.
know, like first time we met by the Cheesecake Factory and it was 2 hour wait. I go, what are we doing? And we went to that place on Brand Avenue in Pasadena, the Damon's. But just the thing, you built a bookshelf for me, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
And
Was
just
that?
how you were
Yeah.
backstage, and there's a guy 6'9". Who is he? And yes. Well, the thing was, so I don't have a printer anymore, but I printed up what I was going to read at the memorial, and then
Hmm.
like an idiot, I put it in my bag. But I thought for my hair, I put hair lotion for it to stay back, and it spilled on the thing, and I couldn't read it. Then remember, and yeah, and there was a printer backstage. Oh, she does something similar. No, let's check out Meryl Markle's Substack.
Mara Marco. Who is she?
She wrote for Letterman.
Ah, I see a picture. Yeah, here's David Letterman.
Let me see.
So she wrote for David Letterman. David Letterman. Let's see. Substack. Let's see. Still looking for the joke. Is that the one?
Yes.
Let's see. It looks like I might have to. Oh, there it is.
Women who write well on their stomachs. Right.
Oh, I see.
She's got photos. We're gonna have Codyism, so uh,
Huh,
I
that's
get.
interesting. There's some photos. Yeah, there's some like cartoons. It's like
Yeah, but this will be my and Cody's stories. Yes. Well, in this little thing, I talk about meeting Cody, and so we'll get to that hopefully tomorrow if you're around. I think we made great. You did great. It's good when we want to do this with a deadline as opposed to draw the sky. Hey, you just mentioned a plane. I'm drawing a plane now. You know, like.
right.
But I think this is stimulating for you because we're moving on enough, and we're not stuck with the same thing like Christmas in Florida. So it's good.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. It
Now,
says if you were ever to lose both of your arms in a tragic wings suit accident, do you think you could still illustrate with using
very,
like
very good question.
those? That is a good question. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can. Because I think it's well, for me I think I could draw like actually I could try drawing I should try drawing your character with my feet holding a pen in my toes there and try drawing that.
All right, not tonight, or I think Wood is trying to get us to divert
We
us
can
to
do that. We should
not
do.
doing what would be
I
good
could.
to do.
I could draw like a on my screen here with my.
Right. All right. Any other?
I could just sit here and do.
Wood never responded to my water question from yesterday. The water. All right. Well, I'm excited. So let's yeah, and we could just do it an hour, just here and there. What's good is another thing, a writing advice question is another thing that I learned is I used to sit and go, all right, I got to write. Sometimes it's you say, so I'm just going to write 2 lines or 7 words. When I have anxiety, where do I start? And even if it's just a few, you end up doing more than 7 words. I go, you just keep going, or just go sit down and for the length of one song write. So it's good just rather than going, this is our stream, this is where we make it happen once a week when we make it so official. If we, that's why it's good to go. Even if we get together tomorrow, Cody, for 40 minutes, it's just like my friend Steve did the analogy of when you have a process you think is daunting, like bringing the football up the field a few yards at a time, or with World War II, getting to Berlin little by little. They started at Omaha Beach. And so I used to go, oh my God, how do I write? Now I'm sitting and go, Fred, just write for 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. Force yourself to write 3 sentences. And even if I could only do that, that brings it forward. And
Right.
then usually going more, just bringing it to the thing. We know now what the story is. So just even if it's like, Cody, do you have time? Let's just do it for 20 minutes and just get a little, you know what I mean? So that's another
Yeah.
thing, because I think I used to make it so precious. This is my writing time. All right, and that's why I'd like to, like one time I was doing a Zoom with Cody at this diner. And then I said, "Oh, let me call you back in 10 minutes." And I went to a coffee place, and I had my coffee at Reborn as we did another 20 minutes. So little by little, just read 5 minutes. You always read, yes, and even if you don't read more than 5 minutes, like if you struggle reading, I do. I have ADHD, and say, Fred, just read one page. Yes, and if that's only one page, that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Even.
Cody's, yes, sorry.
Oh no, no. Yeah. Even like with the art, like even stuff we've done, or and other things I've witnessed as I did work, is like the initial like spark, the inspiration gets you kind of excited to have you do it. It's like the thing that like gets you like, okay, now we're on the tracks. But then the part of like, oh, like if you feel like you kind of lose that feeling, it's like that the thing was the spark in the beginning of like, oh yeah, this is what it could be. And then
Yeah.
as you work, that you kind of just need to do the work without like feeling the spark 100% all the time. It's like you just have to go through the artwork part, and
Yes.
then it kind of works, because if you keep thinking I got to keep going back to the spark, it's like
No.
it's like jump starting a
That's
car. You're like, the car's on, you just have to kind of go. Or
that's a good point. Yes.
it really can be uh,
Yes.
even with art projects, like you keep thinking like, oh, it has to be like, boom, I feel like it's original or something, or boom, I think it's like a great idea. It's like once you already have one, you just kind of have to work on it. I mean, you can throw them out if it's not any good.
Yeah, you just keep going ahead, and then you go back, and you'll see tomorrow, whenever, that we'll get to the end, and then you go back, tweak, or play around with them, like
Yeah,
just you get them out. Yes. So it's this is exciting to me, just to be creative. Like I said in this thing, let me just see where I wrote it before we hang up. Or I said, let me find it. I like being in these shows. I'm so pleased I got that book published, but years later, I've become exhausted pushing so much, trying to get more things off the ground, being told what they're looking for. So I'm at a point where I want to create and not try to sell. Yeah, and then I make a joke. Yeah, as I pitch to you subscribers, and they laugh. Um, so I was just taking it easy, not putting pressure on myself, retired from efforting and from trying to figure out how to stay relevant, propel myself to that next level. Should have Fred throwing at his ring light and blackboard where he devises ideas. And this young man from the Midwest reached out to me on Instagram who sent a funny video of something he did using my voice. Cody waves, etc. Video, first Cody bit we did. Fred, I liked it, reached out and asked if he could do a promo for this audiobook I had done. And then on Substack, we could put the audio, the thing about driving in Hollywood. I go, turned out we had many of the same sensibilities. Loved the old cartoons like Archie, Peanuts, Mad. And then I'll put in Harvey Picar, Crumb. We've been doing stuff for fun, animated shorts of me musing about eating alone, my family, when I toured with Norm, and other showbiz stories, and realized this would be a great place to let you see these things, and you either like it or don't. And then the last joke is man in crowd. I'm still suspicious what you're selling. Okay, when do we get our free steak dinner if we sign up? Sketch of crowd going crazy, demanding their free steak dinner. That's a little punchline. You like that?
Yeah.
Or something, or if we think of something else for the end where, where. But I get what I'm trying to say is that, so then when I'm saying this is a place and you could do little shots of like my mother and pictures you already have of her touring with Norm. It's like there's like a promo of what's to come with the Substack. That there'll be stories about my mother, Norm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, and then, all right, where's our steak dinner? Because they do that around here. They have this. I got this thing. Go to Taylor's Steakhouse for free dinner, but really, what it is you got to sit through the selling some real estate thing, and they don't let you get your dinner till you listen to the whole spiel.
That's funny.
That's what is when creativity is great. When stuff that happens to in your life you use in your thing, like I got a postcard for the thing. Oh, I could use that in here. Like Quentin Tarantino said, when you're writing something, everything that happens in your life is usable for whatever you're working on when you're writing.
Right.
Like I saw something at the dog park. When you're in that creative mode.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I agree.
so very excited. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I always like to say any last questions? Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to clean up and then excited. So let's group, meet up tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. You have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Fred.
All right. Bye, everyone else.
See you, everybody.